G'day, Argy Bargy crew. Hope you're having a fantastic day and your family's happy and healthy. I really do mean that because you guys have been so supportive recently with my channel and also the new VTC that I've recently opened up, virtual trucking company. It's called Argy Bargy Transport. If you're interested in coming along and joining some like-minded drivers in a virtual trucking company, I'll leave a link down in the description below. We've now got 30 drivers, ETS2 and ATS. So either game, it doesn't matter if you've got ATS only or ETS2 only. You can join the company if you wish. Okay, the other thing is if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask me, you can do so in the comments below, or you can come over and join the Discord channel, and I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. It's free. You might as well. Costs you nothing. Anyway, right, let's get into it. So you're after a realistic profile for ATS so that you can get right into it and make the game as close to real as possible. And what we'll do is we'll start off with the mods that I use, and there's about 15 of them, I think. We'll go through them anyway. There's a couple there that aren't for the realistic profile because I'm a streamer and a content creator. I have a couple of extra mods in there that I use for that purpose, and once I get to them, I'll let you know. And you can either put them in or omit them. That's a big word, omit. Or you can leave them out, okay? So we start at the top, and of course we've got to go with the Sound Fixes pack, which is accessible on Steam. And number one, always, no matter what profile I'm using, whether it's realistic or whatever, the first thing I do is I go for the Sound Fixes at the very top. Then we go for a full screen map, excuse me, which is the 16:9 map. And again, it's accessible on Steam. And like I say, that spreads the map out across the full screen so you get a better look at it. And then we have the world map satellite background, and what that does is it gives you basically the topographical look to your map. And I'll show you that once we get in the game so you can see what it really does. Okay, so that's the next one. So that's 3. As you can see, I've got PNG, and I haven't mentioned them because they're a paid mod, and then they do offer more realism to the game, but I'm trying to keep this down to the free ones. But if you're so interested, PNG, extremely good, well worth the money, but we'll keep it free. Okay, crash fix for huge combo maps. Don't know if you still need that, but I've left it in there because I find that it doesn't hurt, and if anything, it probably helps. Okay, then I've got realistic mirror field of view. Now that's pretty self-explanatory. What that does is it changes the field of view to a more realistic setting, lower field of view. Okay, so it's more like in real life, just what you would see in your rear view mirrors. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Then I've got icons. Now this is an old mod. I don't know if it's been updated recently, but yeah, it has. Okay. So yeah, what that does is it gets rid of the eyesore green icons. This mod changes the loading, unloading icons into realistic ones. It also changes all activation icons. So as you can see here in this image, and I'll show you again once we're in the game, you won't see those ugly looking green pop-ups. They're these white flat images or icons that will be on the road surface or the parking lot surface. So that again gives you more immersion and takes it away from the fake look green floating icons. I've added Daniel's ATS random events mod. Now this isn't on Steam. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, and the reason I've picked this is because if you have a look here, and the list goes on and 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 on. Okay, you get the point. what it does is it adds over 600 different new random events to appear on the roads in ATS. Now, it doesn't decrease the performance of your, well, at least in my testing, it hasn't decreased the performance of the game. And it adds all these different accidents and roadworks, and the list goes on. I'm not going to go through it because, like it says there, it's over 600 of them. And yeah, I just find it incredible because it also, I find, and I may be wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it also improves the texture of the road. I think I felt like when I'm driving over road, like potholes or cracks in the road surface, to me it feels like it improves that. So you've got more force feedback in the steering wheel, so you feel it more than you would in the default version of the game. All right, then we've got rural companies, gas stations, and billboards. This is because it changes all the billboards and the signage, etc., on your companies to real ones in real life signage. Now, I have in the past had problems with this mod, so this one's I'm adding a bit of a warning to. If you find that you're having problems where you go into certain towns and it crashes, game crashes, it possibly is this. So if that happens, your first one to go to will be this, and deactivate it. See if the game behaves itself after you've deactivated it. Put it back in, and if it crashes again, then you know it's definitely this one. But I haven't had any problems for a long time with it, but I'm just giving you a heads up on it in case you do have problems. Okay, so then we go with real traffic density. Again, that's a pretty self-explanatory one. What that does is it basically changes the density of traffic according to the time of the day. So, for example, if you're driving at 1 a.m. in the morning, there won't be as much traffic on the roads because at 1 a.m. in the morning, there's not in real life. But if you're driving at peak hour, then you'll get a lot more traffic on the road, and it will then, therefore, be more like in real life. So, and again, follow the how to use instructions that are in the mod so that you know that you're doing the right thing, because you do have to change a couple of values. Sissel's Mega Pack, you can take it or leave it, but that's just so that you can add, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, so you can add realistic interior or cabin accessories to your truck. Then we've got real AI traffic, F-mod sounds. Excuse me, I'm just going to have to take a drink. Okay, then you've got real AI traffic, F-mod sounds. And basically what that does is it adds to the sound mod that I first explained at the beginning of the video. It adds more sounds to the traffic. Now, I don't know if it cancels one or the other out, but I've found that by adding it, again, it may be my imagination, but I feel that it does add more in-depth sounds to the traffic, the AI traffic, not necessarily anything else because it's not designed to do that. Then we have this ATS new route advisor. Now, you can either go for this one that's by Zebex. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Zebex. Great route advisor, and the good thing about it is you can turn it on or off. So if you think that it's not realistic enough, you can turn it off. Again, I'll show you this once we're in the game, and you can make your own mind up. If you don't use that, the other one that you can use is Yarra. It's called Yarra. I think I've got it on here as well. Excuse me. Yeah, this is it here. Yarra. Again, that's another good one, but to me, it's not as realistic because it gives you this heads-up display, which is a little bit more futuristic than Zebex's one. Okay, so again, this is trying to keep it as realistic as possible. And again, like I say, the fact that you can turn this off means that if you think it's not realistic enough, you can turn it off and it's not there. Realistic truck physics mod by Franken64. Again, this, again, all for more realistic physics of the truck, like smoother truck chassis, suspension, smoother trail suspension, and the list is there if you want to read about it. And it does improve the physics. I did a video a while back on, I think it was 13 realistic mods. I can't remember the title, but you'll find it if you look through my videos, and it shows how that works. And then we've got, now this is where I've completely changed from my last realistic profile. I now only use this when it comes to realistic economy mod. Before, I used to use a realistic economy mod and a realistic fuel mod, and a realistic something else. I can't remember what it was. But this covers all that. And I find that it, again, you'll get a better description on Steam, and explains that it covers the realistic fuel pricing, the realistic economy, realistic fines. That was the other one, because I used to use a realistic fine one as well, or traffic offence one. And this covers all of that in one. So you don't have to have as many mods to cover this economy. Really getting tongue-tied tonight. Sorry, people. Okay, so that's a godsend, this one. GDC Logistics. Again, you can get that on Steam. Maybe I should quickly show you that. I will. I'll do that. Okay, so this is it here. This is the CDC Logistics Realistic Economy mod for ATS Classic Edition. Okay, it's recently been updated, so that's a good thing. And if you go through here, it will tell you exactly what it does. And there's a lot here to read, but I'm not going to go through it. But it does, if we can see if it's got a quick summary. Changes and update. It's actually even got its own guidebook. Improved the more realistic AO drive hiring fees. So it covers your hiring fees, operating costs, truck and trailer wear, improved damage properties, realistic cargo rates, improved bank loan system, and the list goes on. So like I say, it basically covers everything that you'd need to worry about. All right, let's go back to the game. So that's number whatever. So what do we got? Let's go through them here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay? And this is the real Eaton Fuller transmissions. Now, I always put that in because I like to drive 18-speed trucks, and that's what this one gives. And again, all the links for these will be in the description. So they're the mods. Now, these two mods here are the ones that I didn't mention. Pivotal cabin roof camera. The reason I use that is because I'm a content creator, and I'm always trying to get better camera angles to show you the scenery or the trucks or whatever. So I put that in there, and what that does is it replaces your lean-out window camera, whatever that's called, with a pivotal roof or cabin roof camera, so that you can actually get on the roof and look around 360 degrees, basically, if you want. And again, that's just for my video recording, for my content creating and my streaming. But you can put it in there if you wish, and it works well. Then I've got the chasing camera improvement, and what that basically does is it allows me to zoom out even further, so I can get more scenic stuff, and I can get more of the truck and trailer. So I'm pulling triples. I can pan right back and show you the whole trailer and rig setup. So again, they're the ones that you can add if you wish. But again, these ones here will give you the closest you're going to get to a realistic simulation for ATS. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll pop into the game and I'll show you the in-game settings that I changed. This is all for 1.51. So if you're coming to this with a previous version of the game, this may not work. It's working for 1.51 version. Not a problem. There's no glitches or anything like that. So there's no performance hit with these that I've experienced. Not guaranteeing that you won't. But again, you've got to try it and see. Okay, so let's go into the game. Okay, so here we are inside the game, and we shall go to options. Now, the beauty of the 1.51 update is this search bar up the top here. It is a godsend. It makes it so much easier. If you're trying to find anything in your options, it just makes it so much easier. Instead of having to go through each and every one of these to find the certain setting that you want, you can just go up here. For example, the first setting that you want to turn on to make this realistic is fatigue. Okay, now if I type in fat, all right, as you can see, it's saying here, search results in gameplay. So what it's saying is there's nothing in graphics, but there is something in gameplay, which is a fatigue simulation. So you want that ticked. Okay, so again, it tells you exactly what it is up here. When enabled, you will begin to experience the effects of fatigue over time. Avoiding rest will result in traffic offences. All right, so you will basically get tired, and if you keep driving, you'll get fined for driving while you're fatigued. All right, so then that's the first setting that we need to change. So the next setting is traffic offences. So if we type in it brings up traffic offences. Okay, so that's in gameplay. If we weren't in gameplay, it would say search results in gameplay, and you get the little yellow dot, you know where to go. Bang. So you want that ticked. So again, when enabled, you must obey traffic rules or risk getting traffic offences. The risk is increased near police vehicles, radar, and traffic cameras. All right? So that's another one. Of course, if you want it realistic, you want to get traffic offences. You don't want to get done for speeding or running red lights, but that's what you want for it to be realistic. Okay, the next one is parking dialogue. Now, parking dialogue, I'll show you what that is. We'll just do that. That should take us straight to it. Interface. Parking dialogue. Now, when you reach your destination, a dialogue will be displayed within the route advisor, allowing you to skip parking. Now, that wouldn't happen in real life. You wouldn't be able to just drive up somewhere and say, oh, I don't want to park here. Somebody else can do it for me. So to keep it realistic, turn that off. All right? Because you want to have no dialogue popping up, giving you the opportunity to opt out of parking your truck. Okay? So that's the next setting. Then we will do, what is it? What happened there? Okay, that's better. Heavy cargo, that's it, yeah. So heavy cargo warning screen. Again, you don't want that. Displays a window showing the capabilities of the player's current truck before accepting a heavy cargo job. Now, you can leave this one on if you want, because it's basically just reminding you whether or not your truck would be able to pull the load that you're looking at doing. But I'm assuming that if you want it as in real life, you'd want to turn this off, because you won't get a warning dialogue popping up in a heads-up display on your windscreen saying, hang on, your truck's not up to this, or you need to do this, or yes, it is up to it. You wouldn't get any of that. So again, I'm leaving that off. But if you choose to leave it on, be forewarned that you will get that display showing whether or not your truck is capable of doing the job. I leave it off because you wouldn't get that in real life. All right? So that only happens when you're doing heavy cargo. Heavy cargo jobs. Parking difficulty. Now, that won't be that one. It will be this one here. Okay, now with parking difficulty, I've had a few discussions with different people about which one to put on. Now, a lot of people say turn on skilled parking because it makes the parking difficult every time you go to a job. And that's close to real life. Now, I don't agree with that because I've driven trucks in real life, And I can tell you they're not always hard. Sometimes they're safe or easy. Sometimes they are hard. Sometimes they're in between. You can put always select if you want to, but you wouldn't be able to choose easy parking, hard parking, or whatever if in real life, if you're a truck driver in real life, you get what you get. So that's why I put random, because in my way of thinking, that's what it's like in real life. It's random. When you pull up at a job site, it might be hard, it might be easy, and it might be just in between. So I put it on random because to me that's more realistic than having just hard or just easy or the ability to choose. So I just go with random, and that way when I get to the job, I find out whether or not it's hard or easy or in between. So again, this is just my opinion, but you can choose what you want. But for me, that's more realistic. All right, then the next one is, oh yes, advanced trailer coupling. Advanced, oops, no, that won't work. Advanced trailer coupling. Now, what that is, again, I'll read the blurb up here, enables advanced coupling, which requires greater precision to align the truck's fifth wheel with the trailer's kingpin. When disabled, coupling a trailer becomes much easier as there is no collision between the kingpin and the fifth wheel. I turn this on because, again, in real life, you have to be precise when you're lining up that kingpin to the coupling, all right, or the fifth wheel. Because if you're not precise, you'll miss it. You may cause damage, or you may not just be able to couple up. And this makes it harder to couple, just like it is in real life. So again, that's why I choose this one. And then the last one that I choose as far as realistic settings go is realistic fuel consumption. Always have that turned on. And again, I'll read the blurb so you understand what it's about. When disabled, fuel consumption is not affected by driving style or road conditions. When enabled, fuel consumption is affected by several factors, including your driving style, cargo weight, rolling resistance, and terrain profiles. So again, more realistic if it's turned on. So I leave that turned on so that, again, it's closer to the fuel consumption that you would have in a real truck in real life. All right? So they're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 settings that I change. Everything else is optional for you to change to whatever you want, but they, to me, offer the most realistic settings for you in ATS. Okay? So now what we'll do is we'll go and have a look at some of these things in the game so you can get an idea of what they look like. Okay, so what you'll see here, let me start the truck up and step outside, spin around, see if we can find it down. I think it's down there. Let's back up. I wouldn't normally drive like this when I'm driving realistically. This is how I drive, using the mirrors to see where I'm going. Of course, I've got the head tracker on, which makes it even more realistic. I've got a video that shows you how to set up a free head tracker using just a normal webcam and a couple of software programs. Okay, so right now, I'll jump out. You can't see a green icon, but see that, we'll look over here, see that white square with the white stripes in it? That is the new icons now, so that you don't get those ridiculous green icons, as you can see, that detract from the immersion of the game. And what you'll find is wherever you go now, instead of there being a green icon, let's pull away again so you can see it, there will be one of those. Okay, that was the other thing that I was going to show you, and that is the field of view in the mirrors. Now, because I've got it enabled, you won't be able to actually compare it, but if you have a look at that, you can see, I'll zoom in on it. you can see it's hard to do with the head tracker. There we go. You'll see how much better that field of view is. Same on the right hand side, so much better. And if you know what I mean by looking at the standard field of view that you get in the default game, you'll understand that that is so much better. Just makes it so much easier to reverse, see what's coming, etc. So that's the field of view. I almost forgot to mention the 16:9 full page map and the satellite map. So we'll quickly have a look at that so you can see what it's like. As you can see here, it adds the satellite background and spreads it across the full page, so you get a better magnified view of the full map. Way more realistic, really. So yeah, and like I say, you can zoom right in to get a better look and a better idea of the mountainous roads that you can go across. So that if you're looking for that type of thing, you can have a look. If you're looking for flatter roads, you can go for your flatter sections on the map. So hopefully that shows you exactly what it's like. Thank you very much. Oh, and I nearly forgot to show you quickly the route advisor. So let's turn that on. And as you can see up there, or down there from where I'm looking, or over there, sorry, over there, the navigation system is at the top. And I can do this, turn it off, turn it completely on, and as you can see, it gives you a GPS at the top of the screen, plus all the information, navigation, emails, your income, your speed, gear that you're in, condition of the truck, the fuel level, the fatigue level, and the time. And if you're on a job, it'll also give you the ETA or ETD, or whatever it's called, the estimated time of delivery, and the mileage and so forth. So it's quite good. And not only that, if we do this, like I say, you can switch that off, or you can switch it completely off, or you can have everything on. But you can also, it gives you these mirrors, smaller mirrors, if you're interested in that. I'm not, because I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible, but I thought I'd show you if you're using it in another profile, you can have one mirror, two mirrors, one mirror. You get the idea. So yeah, it's a great little route advisor, and with heaps of information at your fingertips. The other one was, oh that's right, the pivot camera I was mentioning. So if we jump out onto the roof, you can see I can look right down at the back of the truck. I can look right around. But again, this is mainly for content creators, I suppose. But I mean, I suppose it'd be all right if you want to reverse the truck or drive the truck from outside. At least this way you can see everything around you. But I use it mainly just to get different captures or different scenic views when I'm doing videos. And then the other one is the actual external camera, and how much further you can zoom out. As you can see, it's a lot further. And again, this gives you the ability, if you're a content creator or a streamer, to get better angles and better shots. You can zoom right in, just like you would in the normal game, but then you can zoom right out if you wish. And I think that's all I wanted to show you as far as that's concerned. So yeah, those are the 15 best realistic mods that I use, and the 7 settings, and updated for 1.51. So hopefully that helps you guys if you're looking to do a realistic profile. And if it did, please give me the thumbs up. If it did, give me the thumbs down, and then I know that whether or not you're liking my content. Also, if you haven't subscribed, like I said before, you might as well. It's free, and it helps me out immensely, and I'd be really appreciated if you did. And if you know anybody that might benefit from looking at this video, please share it with them. That also helps. And yeah, hopefully, if you did enjoy it, people, we'll catch you in the next one. So bye for now.